Hey guys, this is Stetson. I'm gonna try to teach y'all how to make a mod for Spintires, mainly because I'm sick of getting messaged about this every day. So yeah, just watch. I'll try to show you how it's done. I'm gonna make an assumption that you're starting with a model from SketchUp. That's what most people tend to start with. So this is a SketchUp model I just did quickly. Simple, should be pretty quick to get it in the game and everything, but you should be able to learn from it. First thing you're gonna want to do when you get into SketchUp here, you're going to want to put it into monochrome. This is going to tell you if you got any faces that are backwards. Like 99% of all trucks have them backwards. So these blue ones here, these are facing the wrong way. These are facing in. Yeah, they need to be facing out. You're going to right click on it, and then you're going to click reverse faces. If you leave them blue, they're only going to be visible from the other side until you texture it. Once it's textured, they'll just be darker, which if you're got blue ones mixed in with white ones, it's gonna make a really bad looking truck. Alright, so yeah, it's the only one I had. After you do this, generally you would start working on the grouping of the model. Most models you download are going to be groups inside of groups inside of groups inside of groups up to like 50 times, and that is a real pain in the ass. So I didn't do that on this model, but I'm gonna go over basically what you're gonna do. You're gonna select whatever you want to be a single can you call it frame in 3ds Max. So at the very bare minimum, you're gonna select all your glass, and you're gonna make that a group. Sorry guys, I'm a little sick by the way. So once you group it, you can hide it. You don't want to group your axles together because, or not together, but you want to make them a group. You'll use those later. There's a group. Oh, and to bring up that menu, you just right click. I guess I didn't already say that. Alright. It looks like all I need a group. So we're gonna make that a group. Hide all. Alright. Now this model here should be ready to export. Ready to go into 3ds Max. Anything you're working on is going to be a lot harder to do than this. This is a heads up. Oh, also, anything that is suspension related and is going to move, it's better to model it in 3ds Max so that the vertices are, well, set up right, I reckon is how you'd say it. But basically what you're going to do is you're just going to delete anything that's not part of the axle or part of the truck. If it's a suspension part, drive shaft, anything's going to move, get rid of it, because you're just going to remodel this in 3ds Max. It's a lot easier, and it's going to save you a lot of time and hassle when you get to animating this truck. So yeah, we're done here in SketchUp. We're going to go to Save As. We're going to click down here at this little drop down box, and we're going to go to SketchUp version 7. If you don't save it as 7, you're going to get an error when you try to import it into 3ds Max, and it won't import. So yeah, we're done. Now we can go and import this into 3ds Max. We're going to go to Import, find where we saved it. These are your import settings right here on this box. Click OK. It's only going to take a minute or two to import. I've had them take as long as an hour, so depends on how it's set up. Now that we've got it in 3ds Max, we're going to want to select everything here. Generally, the first thing I do is get rid of the textures that SketchUp put on there. And do that. Just hit dollar sign, period, MAT, space, equal sign, space, MULL, and hit enter. After you select it, of course. Select everything in the model. Now that we've done that, let's just group it real quick. We're going to undo this later. Go to move. Type in 0 into all these boxes over here on the left. And we're done there. Now, if I just left it like this, it would spawn halfway in the ground in Spintires. So you want to pull this up just a little bit until the axles are well above the ground. And the ground is this little line right here on this window to the bottom left. Alright. Now that I've done that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a box. This is to scale the truck off of. So I just make it, doesn't matter what size you put it in there right now. Alright, so over here on the right side of the screen we got some boxes here. I just highlighted one of the numbers. If you set your 3ds Max to use meters, which is the in-game unit for Spintires, all you have to do is just type in the length, width, I'd say height, but height won't work, but length and width of your whatever truck you're trying to make, the in-game size, I mean the real-life size, and just type it in here in meters, and your truck, you can scale your truck off of this box that we're making. Now this right here is not any real truck, so I'm just making up numbers right here. And when you're done, you're going to move the box to 0. Do that. Alright, now select your truck. And we're going to go to scale. We're going to grab this center triangle thing right here. We're just going to drag it out until it is the same length as our box, or roughly the same length. Doesn't have to be exact. Move that back just a little bit. Alright, close enough. And we're going to delete the box because we don't need that anymore. This truck is now set to scale. So when you put it in game, it'll be the right size. Alright, at this point, we're going to ungroup it. Just click up there. And select each one of these little parts here. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts to this model. And just click this hammer right here after you selected one. Go to Reset X Form, which is this right here. And now click Reset Selected. Now grab each one of these and click Reset Selected on it. And we're done. Alright, after you've done that, this part here is optional, but I generally do it. You're going to right click on the where it says X Form in the modifier menu, which is this blue thing. And you're going to click Collapse to, and yes. You're going to do that for all of them. What this does is just make sure that all those movements and scales you just did actually show up and take in-game. Don't do this, sometimes you just have problems. So it's better to do it this way because, yeah, it'll work. So now I'm just going to export it over to, probably just going to overwrite one of the mods I already have. And this is just so I know what direction this thing is facing in game. So I'm going to pause the video real quick here while I do that. Actually, I take it back. I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to show you how to export. You go to export. What the hell? That was new. Alright, you go to export. Export. Come on, damn it. And